Thank you for tuning in today, guys. It's the Grumpy Grandpa with Kermit. Hi, Kermit. Everyone says hi. Yeah, do you want a belly rub? Okay. Yeah, Kermit likes it when we're really easy when we pet him. He likes one hand, not two hands. Two hands he thinks he's going to be picked up. One hand he knows he gets a belly rub. Because he's untrusting. Because we don't know what happened to him before. So we take good care of him today, though. Make sure he's not overweight and that he brushes his teeth every night before he's tucked in for bed. And he has his nighttime story. Which leads me to today. Our nighttime story. Let's get to it. Bye, Kermit. Hi, everyone. Ready for another story tonight? We're on to story number 7. There's Olaf. Story number 7. Troll Trek. All right. I can't believe I dog-eared the book. Oh, I put a mark on it. See, it's got a dog ear. Oops. Now the page is all bent. Let's get started. That helps. I can see you all giggling out there. Grumpy Grandpa forgot his glasses. Okay, here we go. Princess Anna was reading a story to the village children. That night, the young trolls climbed the highest mountain and grabbed stars out of the sky. They tossed the stars to each other and bounced them off the moon. The dancing lights woke the humans. They gazed at the stars, admiring the display and wondering what was causing it. Suddenly, the lights stopped and everything was still again. Anna sat down to finish the story. Back in the land of the trolls' parents demanded their children put the stars back, and the little trolls obeyed. Sort of. Delighted, the children clapped their hands. Are trolls real? A girl named Mary asked. Anna smiled. They're not quite like the trolls in the story, but they're real, she said. Just ask Kristoff. How do you know? A boy asked Kristoff. Kristoff told them that he'd been raised in Troll Valley. All the children gasped. Where's Troll Valley? Mary asked. I can't tell you, said Kristoff. It's a secret. The children groaned in disappointment as they collected their things and prepared to leave, but Mary lingered behind. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? She said to Kristoff. Did you grow up by a stream? What types of flowers did you smell during spring? Is it true trolls sleep all day? Mary wrote down everything he said. Anna told Mary where she could find troll books in the Royal Library. Mary wanted to know everything about trolls, but most of all, she wanted to find out for herself if trolls were real.
After hours inside the Royal Library, Mary headed home with an armful of books. She stayed up late reading and trying to separate fact from fiction. When she found out an when she found an ancient map that mentioned trolls, she studied it and used her notes from her talk with Kristoff to create a map of her own. The next day, Mary woke up bright and early. She finished her chores as fast as she could, and without saying a word, she grabbed her things and left. Before long, her parents noticed she was gone. Worried, thinking she was lost, Mary's parents rushed to the castle. Anna and Elsa gathered others to help her search for Mary. The villagers looked around the kingdom, while Anna, Kristoff, and Elsa hurried into the mountains. They were certain Mary had gone in search of the trolls. Kristoff suggested they talk to Grandpappy. He'll know what to do. When they arrived in Troll Valley, Kristoff approached a large boulder that unrolled, revealing Grandpappy. Have you seen a little girl wandering around? I have not, said Grandpappy, but Little Rock and I will help you find her. You cover the east side of Troll Valley and Little Rock, and I will cover the west. Grandpappy said to Kristoff, Anna, and Elsa. Then we'll meet back here. And with that, the group split up in search of Mary. Meanwhile, Mary was walking up the mountain. She stopped beside a knotty oak tree. When she heard the gentle sounds of water, she traced her finger across her map. Kristoff had mentioned a stream. Aha, she said. She followed the water for quite a while before seeing the same knotty tree. Oh no, she said. I just made a circle. She looked up at the setting sun and began to wonder if searching for trolls had been a good idea. Mary sat down to examine the map more closely. As Little Rock and Grandpappy crested the hill, they spotted her and stayed out of sight. They had an idea as Mary started off again. They would secretly help her find her way. With their help, Mary was on track to reach Troll Valley. The trolls rolled themselves up into boulders, creating the edge of a pathway for Mary. Soon, Anna, Kristoff, and Elsa found her. Mary! Anna called to her. I am so glad we found you. Everyone has been so worried. Mary hung her head. I'm sorry, she said. I just wanted to find the trolls. Mary looked at Kristoff. So, is this where you were raised? Suddenly, Kristoff's adoptive mother, Bulda, popped open and blurted out, "Of course it is! He lost his first tooth right over here." "You are real," Mary gasped. She gave Bulda a hug. When the trolls came out of hiding, Mary realized that they had helped her find Troll Valley. "All of you were with me?" They nodded and smiled. Mary greeted each one and vowed to remember all of their names. That night, after Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff had led Mary back to her grateful parents, Mary decided to create a troll story of her own. Visions of all the wonderful things she could include filled her head as she drifted off to sleep. And that concludes the story. It's story number 7. And there she is, drifting off to sleep. Mary. So, for those astute readers out there, you can see our next story is Olaf Waits for Spring. And there's Olaf in the next story. That picture looks really neat. I bet you it's going to be a good story. I tell you what, I'll read it to you. Just remember, subscribe by hitting the subscribe button. That way you get the newest stories right away and you don't miss any. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for being with us. And I will see you on Olaf Waits for Spring. Bye. Good night.